Hello, my Aries. Welcome to your freedom reading. And the purpose of this reading, we're going to ask the Creator in Spirit, what can I look at to give myself more freedom? What's blocking me from feeling more free in my inner world and possibly in our outer world, because of course our inner reflects to our outer, right? So it's like, what's keeping me in the storm? What's keeping me on that merry-go-round, or in that hurricane going in circles, and how can I get to the nice peaceful center of the storm, or free from the storm altogether? So that's what we're going to be looking into here. What I'm going to start off with are these archetype cards from Carolyn Miss, and this is going to give us an idea what kind of feelings inside us, or what kind of beliefs inside us are making us feel caged, right? Feeling oppressed, not feeling as free as we can be. And since this is coming out in the month of July, this is the 4th of July freedom in the United States when we had our freedom. Of course, it's going to be different everywhere else in the world, Yep, and they want me to take this one here, so we will. But I have a T-shirt design that I have that's called Freedom, and it's D-U-M-B, and it's like, what's the definition of freedom? Believing that you can be free on the outside without being free on the inside. And so that's like kind of the purpose of this, is to help us understand what within us is keeping us from external freedom, because we don't have that inner freedom. So the first card, this is Martyr. And so, the shadow attribute is addiction to self-pity. And the light attribute is learning to transcend nature of service to oneself or a cause. So what I love about this is, what is making us feel constricted is this belief, this is addiction to self-pity, which is addiction to victimhood. And we always know we're in the drama when there's a victim, a hero, or a villain, dun dun dun. So we know we're in that kind of that merry-go-round of drama. If we see there's I need a hero, or there's a villain, or I'm a victim, or that person's a victim and that's the villain. If we're in that, then we know that we're in this little paradigm of drama. And that's what's making us feel constricted, because where that originates from is this conditioning that when that thing out there happens, this is what it means. So, like personal examples, like when I was cheated on, several times by different people, then I was supposed to be a victim. That was supposed to hurt my feelings. It was supposed to devastate me. It was supposed to mean certain things about my worth. It was supposed to mean, how bad that person is and they're good for nothing, and oh my gosh, and I'm a failure, and blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on and on, right? It's because that's what we're taught. It can be taught in families. It can be taught in movies and TV, and from other people that we interact with. We hear it from all over places, right? And we get all that, and we're told this is what it's supposed to mean, this is what it should mean, this is what it has to mean, and so we go through that process, and we understand, and we get addicted to that feeling. And because when we're hurt, we do get a certain type of attention. We get a certain type of care from others, because either people have gone through it themselves and they hated feeling that way, and so they're gonna give you that, like it says, the self-pity. They're gonna give us pity and go, oh, and we get to have a pity party. Which pity party, hey, it could be fun. We've enjoyed it. That's why we continue to have them, because we do get some attention from that. But that also keeps us in that loop of being a victim, recovering, becoming a victim again, recovering, because we get addicted to feeling like a victim. So we start searching out different areas that we can be victims in. And so that's one piece of this for us. The other piece is that's if when you choose the victimhood, but a lot of us also choose and enjoy being the hero and rescuing people. So we go into hero mode where we want to help people feel better, and we turn their frowns upside down, or we think we do, right? We do things, and no matter what we do, it's still up to the other person whether they're going to choose to be happy about it. But it's generally the hero's attention to the victim that makes them feel better and gives them the attention they want. So it does change their inner world for a moment, because they are feeling, love and attention, and pretty much getting what they wanted by going into that mode of sadness and crying and that type of thing. People are like, oh, and they come to that. So that hero, we become that, almost a codependent kind of relationship, right? I'm going to rescue you, but you have to be a victim. Okay, I'll be a victim as long as you stay my hero, and we go through that. But eventually, in those scenarios, it's like codependency. Eventually, individuals become resentful to each other. Like, why do you always have to rescue me? You're not rescuing me the right way. Or, oh my God, why do you always need to be rescued? You're draining me and exhausting me. It's that whole kind of scenario that happens. So that whole victim hero kind of scenario is what the Creator wants you to be aware of, that is holding and suppressing you. Kind of those things are caging you in. So if you want to be able to step outside of that, we're going to look into what else the Creator would like us to know about these situations. So we're going to pull next from the Oracle of the Seven Energies from Colette Baron Reed. And we shall see what the Creator would like you to know about martyrdom. All right. Creator, what else would you like us to know, the Aries, to know about? What is blocking their freedom? What other information would you like them to know, please? Got card number 38, which you see all the stars on that, kind of her crown and the universe, and it's endless possibilities. So let's see what energy comes with that one here. So the energy around this card is unlimited potential, moving beyond limiting beliefs and the filter of an unhealed past, using your awareness to discern what is possible and having the courage to leap beyond even that. It says you look at the world through the lens of your life experiences, personality, and conditioning. That filter determines whether you believe in an abundant universe of endless possibilities or various degrees of limitation and a finite range of options. When your expectations, unconscious or otherwise, are based on lack, it's difficult to see what is really, truly available to you. Today, ask yourself what you believe. Are there limitless potential outcomes to align your energy with? Do you know intuitively that there is more to life than meets the eye? And are you willing to act on that knowledge? As you believe, so will it be for you. as your energy will attract its match in the outer world. Conditions meet expectations. Either your world remains the way that it is, in various forms, yet essentially unchanging, or you become more. Everything shifts as you open yourself up to a greater version of you and a more meaningful life, discovering opportunities that better reflect your true self. This is the nature of your dynamic relationship with the divine. Today, stand with open arms, knowing that you are stepping into beauty, into experiences that are potent and transformative. You are walking past the line that you and others drew long ago, leaping over what was and toward what will be. You are all, you are more than you were. Now, what is it that you want? The treasure is yours. You just need to believe it. So I love that. There's a lot of good stuff in there about what you focus on grows. So if you focus on your shadow, and the things that are happening to you that are, of lack and negative, and hurting and, defining those things by, I'm a victim because of that. That's what grows and continues, right? Like it's talking about, you stay on that loop, you stay where you are. You're basically not going to move beyond that unless you make a change of your belief, your change of your action, your change of, going from limitations and constriction to opening up to possibilities. And I love, this is called a transformative reading. It totally talked about transforming, right? All right, I'm going to move these over here. And then we're going to pull a card here from the Path of the Soul Destiny cards. And we'll get a little more clarification on here as well. One more time. All right, Creator, what else do you want Aries to know about? Okay, their transformation or freedom. So this is card number 37, and there we go. Try to get it without a glare on there. Sorry about that. I'm sitting by a beautifully sunny window today, and I love all the colors in there. And that one's 38, and this one's number 37. All right, number 37. This is called consciousness. And it says, this is a powerful card of change, not physically, but mentally on the subconscious level. There is a healing of your thought processes, old patterns, and way of being. There is a large spiritual force working with you now, helping to rebalance the mental body. You're finding greater clarity and new ways of dealing with life experiences. Your inner work has brought you here. You are in the flow of healing. This is a powerful step toward becoming and outwardly expressing your true state of being, which this talked about, your true self, right? So I love this whole message for you because obviously, it says here too, you've been doing the inner work, and that's what's bringing you to this point. You've been asking, what can give me this freedom? What can give me more, this light feeling inside of instead of this heavy feeling? And so this is what is being brought forth. Definitely, I love this. So that new way of thinking from victimhood to stepping outside of the drama altogether. You don't have to be a victim, a hero, or a villain. You can just simply be your higher self, a being of love, be present in the moment, see that whatever is happening is just happening. It doesn't have to mean anything, but it's when our fear ego jumps in to try to define what all that means, because I have to compare to make sure I'm lovable. But when you connect to your inner true self, which is a being of unconditional love, then you don't have to, right? You don't have to define anything on the outside, because that's all extra. I have everything I need within myself. All right, we're going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers Tarot and see what other messages the Creator has, or validation, confirmation. All right, Creator, what else do you want Aries to know about their freedom? Okay, what else do you want Aries to know about their freedom? Okay. Okay. Very good. So we start off with the King of Wands, and you can see the lion back here, which the lion, like in the Strength card, represents our kind of like, I call it our animal nature. It's our human nature. It's our fear ego. It's the, eat or be eaten, run, hide, the fight or flight mode. And so that takes a back seat here. The King of Wands, I look at the wands as, it's fire energy. It represents our spiritual side. It represents the spark in us to do things. And being the king means, of course, mastering the spiritual side of things, realizing, the flame is actually a crown here even too. That, I love how this card talked about remembering who you really are. And it's just a matter of fact kind of feel to it, where the Queen of Wands would be the emotional side of feeling, the spiritual side. This is more of, I have a feeling of it. It's the cerebral understanding of your spiritual side of you. So really, truly remembering who you are. And I really feel that is going to be such a huge catalyst in transforming this for you and finding that freedom, because it's going to free so many things in your life, with that. You also have the Seven of Pentacles, which for, all of this kind of focus on the conscious external world is what puts us into this martyrdom here. That would represent see this as the tree of life, and you see all this root, which is what, you can consider this earthly experience is. There's so much fruit and effort and growth in that, but now's the time to focus on, you can see how his energy here is flowing, into the root, but it's time to have that go into the branches. That's in the tree of life. It's like as above, so below. You can have so many roots into the physical world, but if you don't break the surface and, focus on growing to the heavens, then all you are is roots. You don't get a whole lot of fruit. You don't get a lot of fulfillment from it, right? Because the stuff of this world is temporary, and as I say, like Chinese food, it may fill you up for a moment, but you're going to be hungry in an hour. But when you focus on the growth above the ground, the trees reaching toward the heavens, which is paying attention to your spiritual side of your being and then expansiveness, then that's what brings you the fruit and the fulfillment and that nurturing. So these two work very well together. Yep. And if we needed more, justice, which is balancing the upper and the lower again. And justice card is an 11, so again, it shows there's two different sides of you, and balancing them is good. This thing I didn't mention with this tree of life, if you don't have any roots, like you're too heavenly minded for any earthly good, as they say, then when a storm comes, since there's no roots, the tree just falls over and it collapses. So that's the opposite thing of having too much roots and no fruit. So having the balance, having some good roots and some good growth, is where you get that wonderful balance and that wonderful feeling, that fulfillment, and you don't feel this lack and this victimhood. Yep, so the Hermit, again, taking time to look inside. You see this is the road, your path of life, and here's the lamp that's given to you to go along there. But you can see that I love this deck because it shows you didn't need the lamp that was given. You are floating above the path, and you're seeing that the light is coming from within. See that she's glowing from the inside out. She's not needing external light. She's looking at her internal light. And that's what the Hermit is about, is the journey inward, to take time to reflect and to understand. So this, definitely, so this keeps repeating itself. Yep, even again. If you're wondering, so the Hierophant is about, it can mean many things depending on the situation. Like, a spiritual teacher, or you're going to be a spiritual teacher, comes into your life. But I look at it a lot as this is our human self, and this is the stairway to, realizing the star that you really are. And I love how that works so well with this card too, because you're remembering, the star. You're going upward here. Into a higher perspective of your true self, of your higher spiritual being. So I love that. And the Three of Wands it's a good energy, because the Two of Wands is like when you make plans, and like you've done, like it mentioned in the card here, where you've done a lot of inner work, you've made a lot of plans, and you've made some progress. The Three of Wands is when, like the Two of Wands in this deck shows someone sitting by a window planning, like they have a picture of a van and a map, and they're like, okay, and this is how you surf, and so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this trip to get to the coast, and then once I get there, then I'm going to go surfing. So this is like you've done a lot of the work to get to the point that's going to be the fun. I'm going to say the funnest, the most fun, because now you get to take the leap and go into the waters and do the thing that you've been training for, the things you've been wanting to do. Even though you may not have a whole lot of experience actually doing it, you're getting ready to head off into that direction now. So it's a wonderful indicator of you're about to take that leap. You're about to take that surfboard out into that water and let those waves come and ride those waves and just enjoy the sun, enjoy the coolness of the water. Enjoy the ebb and flow of the tides, right? Because without tides, there wouldn't be really any waves. And so that balance between the physical world and the spiritual world is like riding waves. And so I love that analogy, with this as the surfboard here. All right, and then I feel like we want to let me just grab another little deck here. I think these are the ones. Nope, those aren't the ones, sorry. Wasn't planning on using these, or I would have had them ready, but I feel like I'm supposed to pull some of these for you. So these are the Chakra Love cards. We'll see what the final messages here are from the Creator regarding your freedom. What else would you like Aries to know about their freedom, please? Okay, anything else? Okay. Yep, you've been getting a lot of cards here, so wonderful messages though. So shine, you are made of stardust, so keep sparkling. So again, the star, remembering who you really are. To enjoy the journey, let go of the outcome. So another great piece of advice there. Destiny, follow your instincts. They lead you to the truth. So trust your inner knowing. security, to feel more secure, deepen your connection with nature. So that's another wonderful thing with learning about your higher self and connecting to your higher self. Really getting out into nature helps us do that. When we get away from all the drama, it allows us to just feel more free and to feel disconnected from the drama piece into something more amazing. And you learn so much in nature, just to how, like a tree, for example, it doesn't worry about trying to get anywhere else. It enjoys the moment where it is. It weathers the seasons. It doesn't, it bends with the wind or it cracks. So we learn so much by getting out into nature. And then lastly, you've got trust. Trust your intuition. It is in contact with a higher source of knowledge. So as we talked about, connect with your spirit and move to those higher places, because that is what's going to help release you and bring more freedom into your life. So I love this reading for you, Aries. Just hang in there. Take deep breaths a lot. And whenever you feel, this martyr feeling come on, that victim feeling come on, now you can use that as like a flag to look at things from a higher perspective and connect to your spiritual side and connect to your worth in here instead of all that stuff out there. So I wish you all the best, and just know every second of every day you are indeed unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. We'll talk to you soon. You take care now.